adjustment and joining this class. Thank you. So let us start with Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Sri Rupam Shagrajatang Sahagana Raghunathan Tang Sajivam Sadaitam Sahudutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhan Vedansya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Hiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Pascharta Deshatharine Pancha Kalpataru Hasya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho He Krishna Karuna Sindhu दीनबंधु जगतपथे गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि नीलाचल निवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्र सुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे मोहं करति वाचां मंगलंगाय सत्पिता श्री Hare Krishna. So, so today we will study from chapter 6 to 8. Okay, 6 to 8 we will try to complete. So we will open parallelly. So we will not go all the details of this chapter. We will just summary study of the summary study of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. It is like that. But important aspects of the things will be covered. Yes, my screen is visible to everyone?
Yes.
Screen is visible. No? So, this chapter is entitled as, Srila Prabhupada has given this chapter name, Discharging of How to Discharge Devotional Service. So, till now, we have learned what is Samanna Bhakti, what is Bhakti, what is the Tatastha Lakshan, what is the Sharup Lakshan, primary characteristic of Bhakti, and the Tatastha Lakshan, the Gauna Lakshan, and Pradhana Lakshan, Mukha Lakshan and Gauna Lakshan of Bhakti. And there are various features of devotional service which get manifested at various stages of devotional service. There are 3 stages of devotional service, mainly Sadhana Bhakti, and then Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. Broadly, devotional service is categorized into these 3 categories. So, in that context, we discussed the 2 divisions of Sadhana Bhakti. One is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and is Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. And in that Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, we have studied the eligibility of the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, who are eligible. And then we study that Bhakti is independent Bhakti is independent. Bhakti is not dependent on anything. It only depends on the mercy of the pure devotee. Mercy means mercy pure devotees are giving. It only depends whether we are want to take or not. It is up to us only. Bhakti is independent. Even somebody is not ready to take, even pure devotee can force him to take. That is also there. Inspire him to take. So like that, we are also not very interested. We were not, all of us not maybe interested. Those who are joining ISKCON, they are not maybe interested, but they are getting by the arrangement how it has been done. So that why bhakti, there is in one sense there is no cause. Only thing one can be said that the eligibility will be that someone who is ready to take this causeless mercy of bhakti is who is having some shukriti, who has come to association. That is that is a fortune. That is a fortune. ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ভ্রমিতে কোনো ভাগ্যবান জীব গুরু কৃষ্ণ কৃপায় পায় ভক্তিলতা. So this after discussing about the independent characteristic of bhakti, and then also we discuss purity of the bhakti. That is the purity. That is that section we discussed, and then we discussed touched upon little bit of that how bhakti is far greater than far sublime than bhakti. So today, after understanding how much we are fortunate to get the opportunity to engage ourselves in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, and we obviously want to know how we should discharge devotional service, this Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. So in this regard, Sanatana Goswami has given elaborately many uh, guidelines to be followed by Vaishnavas. Rupa Goswami has taken from them the most important one, which can be easily performed and which can help sadhaka to progress very quickly. So detailed information will not be there, only the points will be there. Okay, and more or less, it is almost we know all of them, and we are most of the angas, if we are following Srila Prabhupada guidelines, we are almost covering all the angas in one sense. So that is what. So this is the introduction of today's section, and today we will learn that one is uh, what are the main angas, the 24 items are there, that we will learn, and then we will see. Just a minute. Among that, there are few angas which are very important that we will try to go through, which are very important. And we will today our class will be basically little bit. I will be asking you, sharing your experience. So if you share the experience, because today's class objectives are mostly personal application orientation. Because we all know more or less what are the angas we are performing. So, but if we don't interact, if we more if we don't interact, then the class will not be very fruitful, because the objectives of the objective of the today's session is basically to understand how we where we are situating and how we can improve our sadhana bhakti by after hearing and learning the various angos, various limbs of sadhana bhakti. Okay. So here it is said that in the Hari Bhakti Bilas, innumerable angas of bhaktis are mentioned. In Hari Bhakti Bilas, so many angas are mentioned. But among them, the most famous ones will be explained to the best of my judgment. So this is Rupa Goswami is telling. So this is the overview of the lessons. How to discharge devotional service. This will be discussed in chapter 6 to 8, which is our today's discussion. Devotional principles, Nectar of Devotion, that is chapter 9 and 10. principles, aspects of transcendental service, that is chapter 11 to 14, Raganuga Bhakti 15 to 16, and Love of God 17 to 18. So today we will complete this 19 page, okay, and then another 4 class will be required. I think next Sunday also, if you cooperate, we will take the class and we will complete. Next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. So then these 4 sections will be covered and we will complete the Nectar of Devotion for this Bhakti Shastri class. So this we already have discussed, the Bhakti Bhed, varieties of devotional service, Shamana Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti, and Yoga. This you already know. So definition of Sadhana Bhakti already we have discussed. Kriti Saddha Bhavat Saddha Bhavosha Sadhana Abhidha. The action of the senses which produce the stages of Bhava. Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti also we have defined. We will not repeat. So Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj, my dear king, one has to fix his mind on Krishna by any means. This is the essence of sadhana bhakti, somehow or other. So whatever we are doing, we need to see that we are able to engage our mind in the sadhana bhakti, in Krishna. Jeno teno prakareno mano Krishna niveshana. This is the essence of sadhana bhakti. So if this is not happening, that means there is some problem. So it is the duty of the Acharya, of the spiritual master, to find the ways and means for his disciple to fix his mind on Krishna. That is the beginning of sadhana bhakti. So the sadhana bhakti means we are engaging our gross senses, that is our pancha indriyo, karma indriyo, gyanendriyo, everything, so that our subtle indriyos, that is the sukshma indriyo, that is the mon buddhi, also get engaged, and our mitta ahankar transform into satta ahankar. So our subtle body is the main problem, which is dragging us from one gross body to another body. So until and unless this subtle body is reformed, subtle body is transformed for serving Krishna, develop the service attitude, servitude with gratitude, it is very difficult to continue. So that is the point. We need to see what is going in our mental screen. What is there? It is happening in the mental screen, in the screen of the mind. Somebody was telling that if Krishna started publishing, if Krishna creates a website and started publishing whatever is happening in the mind of any person, and anyone can go to that website and write the name of the person and give some identity, and he will understand what is right now that person is thinking in his mind. So it will be really havoc. It will be a really havoc. So we will be like we will be at nowhere. So that is the difficulty to bring mind in Krishna, to bring the mind back into Krishna. So we have to try to bring, even though our mind is not connected to Krishna always, we at least should try to bring back the mind to Krishna. So that way, this endeavor, if you sincerely endeavor, that will be noticed by Krishna and our acharyas, and we will be given the proper guidance, strength, and we will progress further. So here, the 64 items are divided into 2 categories. First is 20 items, the primary important items, most important item, and 44 additional items of service. So among these 20 primary importance of items, the first 10 item is the activities of pravritti, that is the do's, what we should do, and 11 to 20 is the activities what we should avoid, nivritti. And among these 44 items, the 21 to 59 is the items of sadhana bhakti, There are various other additional sadhana bhaktis, and 60 to 64, these five most effective items, Panchanga Bhakti will be described. Actually, mostly we are focusing on this Panchanga Bhakti most of the time. Our main focus is on Panchanga Bhakti. Okay. So these 20 items are like this. I am not going to the translation. These are not required. Only the points are required. You will be asked the question on this. Write the 10 most important items. So you have to write this first 10. There are many items, but you have to write this first 10. So remember this. This is a compulsory question that will come without fail. Okay. Without this question in closed book, your exam or evaluation of Nectar of Devotion will not be completed. So taking shelter of Guru, then after that taking initiation and acquiring knowledge, and then service to Guru with respect, then following the rules and regulations according to the scriptures as approved by the acharyas, inquiry about the real duties of life, renunciation of enjoyment to gain Krishna's mercy, residing in Dwarka or other holy place or near Ganga, accepting only what is necessary in dealing with body, observing the Ekadashi Brata, giving respect to the Amlaki, Ashwatha and other items. So these are the most important 10 items.
These are
You
the
have to
first
write
10 না? প্রথম
first
10টা না এটা?
প্রথম
হ্যাঁ,
10টি।
তিনটে প্রশ্ন আছে। 64
হ্যাঁ,
অঙ্গের মধ্যে প্রথম 10টি লিখুন, তারপরেরটাই আছে বা 64 অঙ্গের মধ্যে প্রথম 20টির মধ্যে কোনগুলি অধিক গুরুত্বপূর্ণ, আবার তারপরে আছে অঙ্গগুলির মধ্যে মুখ্য 5টির নাম লিখুন। 5টি বলবে যখন তখন বোধহয় পঞ্চাঙ্গ ভক্তি লিখতে হবে।
পঞ্চাঙ্গ যেটা আমি বললাম ওই 60,
হুম,
61, 62, 63, 64,
আচ্ছা
60 থেকে 64 এটা আসবো পরে। আর
আচ্ছা, ওকে।
প্রথম
আর
এইটা প্রথম 20 র মধ্যে
হ্যাঁ,
প্রথম 10টা এটা, আর
হুম,
প্রথম 10টার মধ্যে প্রধান তিনটে হচ্ছে প্রথম তিনটে। প্রথম তিনটের জন্য একটা সহজ উপায় হচ্ছে এসডিও ফর্মুলা মনে রাখ। এসডিও, এস শেল্টার, ডি দীক্ষা, ও ওবিডিয়েন্স। ওকে, সো
শেল্টার, দীক্ষা,
ওবিডিয়েন্স এসডিও। তাহলে এটা মনে থাকবে, জাস্ট মনে রাখার জন্য লিখতে হবে এটা। এসডিও লিখে রাখলে হবে না, অ্যান্সারটা
লিখে
লিখতে হবে
নিচ্ছি,
এরকম।
ফুলটা লিখে নিচ্ছি, শেল্টার,
হ্যাঁ,
দীক্ষা।
taking shelter of Guru, then after initiation, acquiring knowledge, then service to Guru with respect. That is obedience. Now, we can write not exactly this sentence, we can write how Srila Prabhupada has explained. So we can go back to Srila Prabhupada. Uh, this is what. Accepting the shelter of lotus feet of the bona fide spiritual master, that is S. Becoming initiated by the spiritual master, learning how to discern devotional service, that is Diksha. Third is obeying the orders of spiritual master with faith and devotion. Okay, so this is SDO, shelter, Diksha, obedience. And we all know আমরা এইভাবে progress করেছি। We have progressed. First we have taken shelter, then we have taken Diksha, and then throughout our life we need to obey the sankalpa that we have taken during our Diksha. Okay, so this is most important. Okay, so other angas you can read, that is not very important. You can read those angas. Basically, what you can do, this is one homework you can take. Like actually, if there is a, this is the map you can remember. Actually, you can take a photo of snapshot of this. Okay, this is a some kind of map you can consider how the 64 items are segregated. Okay. So now among these 64 items, so we can just quickly try to read out from Prabhupada books. You can read. So these are the first 10. Okay, and then the next 10, 20, and then the next other items, additional item, that is the rest 44 items has been described. Okay. So it will take so much time to read all the 44 items. Okay. So here we will basically in detail we will study the first three, most important. If we understand these first three, actually all the other things are included in that. All the other items are already included in that. Because spiritual obeying order of spiritual master with faith and devotion includes everything. That's why actually according to me, for Nam Aparad, today we will discuss Nam Aparad and Sheva Aparad also. We can safeguard from our from Nam Aparad just by one thing. Following the instruction of spiritual master and not taking spiritual master as the ordinary person. If we follow this one instruction, everything, all the other nine offenses can be we can be refrained from all other nine items, nine offenses, because spiritual master always instruct not to do other nine items. Okay, so this is how we need to understand obedience. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasad. That's it. This is the underlying principle. So now uh, we can go through once. This is the thing. So somebody can read the first 10, Mataji's side, then Prabhuji's side can read the next 10, and then we can try to understand in which anga, one of you can say in which anga you are finding difficulty or you think that you can improve. We will discuss in that way. Start. Start reading from this. One, two, three already I have read. 4 onwards you can read. Someone can read.
Following in the footsteps of great acharyas, teachers, under the direction of the spiritual master, inquiring from the spiritual master
Excellent.
how to advance in Krishna consciousness, being prepared
Please continue. Please continue.
Prabhuji, it's not showing. Being prepared to give up anything material for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. This means that when we are engaged in the devotional service of Krishna, we must be prepared to give up something that we may not like to give up. And also, we have to accept something that we may not like to accept. Residing in a sacred place of pilgrimage, like Dwarka or Vrindavan, accepting only what is necessary or dealing with the material world only as far as necessary. Observing the
Yes. Continue.
it's observing the fasting day on Ekadashi and worshipping sacred trees like the banyan tree.
Yes.
These 10 items are preliminary necessities for beginning the discharge of devotional service in regulative principles. In the
Yes.
beginning, if a neophyte devotee observes the above mentioned 10 principles, surely he will quickly make good advancement in Krishna consciousness.
Yes. So this is very important. Okay. So these 10 items. So okay. So some Prabhuji side can read the next 10 item. Somebody raise hand. You can ask. We will. Can you take question a little afterwards? After completing, you can write down the question and then we will discuss.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes.
The next set of instructions is listed as follows. One should rigidly give up the company of non-devotees. One should not instruct a person who is not desirous of accepting devotional service. One should not be very enthusiastic about constructing costly temples or monasteries. One should not try to read too many books, nor should one develop the idea of earning his livelihood by lecturing on or professionally reciting Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita. One should not be neglectful in ordinary dealings. One should not be under the spell of lamentation in loss or jubilation in gain. One should not disrespect the demigods. One should not give unnecessary trouble to any living entity. One should not carefully avoid the various offenses in chanting the holy name of the Lord or in worshipping the deity in the temple. One should not be very intolerant toward the blasphemy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, or his devotees.
Yes, thank you. So these are also important. Among these, you see this nine number. One should carefully avoid the various offenses in chanting of the holy name and worshipping of the deity. See, this is one anga, but this is and this will be elaborated further. Okay. So now, among these 20 angas, in which anga, in which aspect, in which aspect you think we should one should if you should do some improvement? Can anybody say? I think I can unshare. I am stopping presenting, and we can discuss.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, one should rigidly give a company of non-devotees. So we try to be in association of devotees, but everywhere there are non-devotees also. So it is difficult to avoid because they are in our family, they are in our office, they are always present in all the surroundings where we are. This is a little difficult.
Actually, there is sound. There was some sound, so I just want to stop that sound. Yes. So the main, I know that's why I just highlighted that part. So we are all struggling in that aspect, and that is initially, it is okay. Initially, we somehow try to engage some one person to chant. Okay, but after some time, we need to be seriously endeavor to. We need to check. Now, point is now what was the let me share that screen. So anyone else? So Prabhuji said that even though we know we should avoid the offenses, but it is difficult to avoid the offenses during the chanting. We commit some offenses even though we don't want. So this is one problem that Prabhuji is facing. Other devotees, any other apart from these?
Prabhuji, I said the association of non-devotees.
So you said association of
Yeah,
non-devotees.
because
Okay, okay.
non-devotees are everywhere. Obviously, we try to find out, we try
Okay,
to be in
Prabhuji's
association of
problem. Prabhuji is
devotees.
facing this problem. Okay, I thought that the chanting wise you are
No,
facing. Okay.
I think this is problem with everyone else also because in our family also there are non-devotees in our office in everywhere in the surrounding where we are. So
Okay,
there
okay,
will
okay.
be
So this
non-devotees.
is one problem. Okay, okay. Secondly, anyone has any problem, we will discuss, and we will. I will try. I will request other devotee to give some helpful tips to overcome this. Today's class will be completely discussion because the books are already there and you can read, but if we discuss in this way, we will try to go deeper of that particular thing. We can improve our practice. That is the main goal of today's lesson. So anyone? See, today you all of you have to speak. Otherwise, the class will be end. I will not go anywhere. Class will be. You have to speak.
Prabhu,
attentive হ্যাঁ,
Ankita Mataji is telling attentive chanting. Yes, the problem is attentive chanting means offenseless chanting. This is the point that we want to avoid avoid offenses, 10 offenses, but we are not able to do that. So that is the problem. Yes.
and we are also struggling with our six enemies কাম ক্রোধ লোভ এগুলো
Calm,
কোথাও না
close, love.
কোথাও এগুলো কোথাও না কোথাও হয়তো অতটা এখন হয় না, কিন্তু কোথাও না কোথাও গিয়ে এগুলো এফেক্ট করে কিছু কিছু ক্ষেত্রে, সবসময় নয়।
না আমি আমি একটা জিনিস জানতে চাইছি যে এখানে কি এই 10টার মধ্যে এই এরকম কিছু আছে,
প্রভু,
এরকম আইটেম?
আপনি যেটা শো করলেন না, আমি আমার বাংলা বইতে তো খুঁজলাম কিন্তু পাচ্ছি না। এই যে যেটা ফার্স্ট পয়েন্টটা ছিল যে নন ডিভোটিদেরকে অ্যাভয়েড করা, এটা তো আমি পেলামই না এখানে, তো পাচ্ছি না পয়েন্টটা কেন জানি না। এখানে তো অন্য কিছু আছে, তিলকের ব্যাপারটা রয়েছে, তারপরে ভগবানের সেবা।
না, তিলকটা তো পরে আসছে, তিলকেরটা তো পরে আসছে। এটা তো তার ওয়ান শুড রিজিডলি গিভ আপ দ্য কোম্পানি অফ নন ডিভোটিস, প্রথমেই তো আছে, 1 নম্বর পয়েন্টেই আছে এটা। আচ্ছা, ওটা বাংলা বইতে আছে। এটা
বাংলা
হচ্ছে
বইতে প্রথমে একটা আছে সদ্গুরু চরণাশ্রয় গ্রহণ করা, ওখান
ওই
থেকে শুরু
প্যারাগ্রাফটা
হচ্ছে।
পরে তারপরের একটা প্যারাগ্রাফ ছেড়ে দিয়ে দেখো।
তারপরে যেটা শুরু হচ্ছে, ওটা শুরু হচ্ছে বৈষ্ণব তিলকে অঙ্গভূষিত করা, সেটাই
না, না,
চলছে
না, না,
পুরো।
তার আগে থাকবে।
তার আগে কেন নেই আমি বুঝতে পারছি না।
তার আগে কিছু থাকবে একটা। আপনি দেখুন, ওটা পরে দেখে নিচ্ছি আমরা, ঠিক আছে?
ঠিক
তো
আছে,
সবার ওকে, মানে ইংলিশ বইতে তো সব এখানে আছে আমরা দেখছি, এবং এরকম তো আমার মনে হয় বাংলাতে তো এরকম এতটা পার্থক্য থাকার কথা নয়। আমি স্ক্রিনটা একবার শেয়ার করছি। ঠিক আছে, এখানে দেখতে পাচ্ছেন এই যে one should rigidly give up the company of non-devotees. The Prabhuji is telling that it is really difficult to completely give up the company of non-devotees. So about this we will discuss. And what you have said regarding this thing, that one should carefully avoid the various offenses in chanting the holy name, that is the difficulty. But 6 enemies that you are telling, that is exactly not there. Okay. So any other thing?
Prabhu, so I have one point here.
Yes.
Like in the first 10 points, where it is mentioned about the do's, like accepting the shelter and then getting initiated, like SDO, so shelter, Diksha.
Yes. Yes.
So if we see here, so here the initiation, is it referring the same official initiation that like in ISKCON, like what we actually consider initiation? Because in this initiation, it seems that before getting initiated only, like all the other 63 angas are expected. Like we have to be fixed in this, we have to be pakka with 16 rounds, we have to be pakka with these things, we have to do IDC, we have to do Bhakti Shastri. So many preliminary things are there before getting initiation. But here it mentions that first is initiation, then you learn under the Guru. So are this initiation and the official initiation different?
It is a good question, interesting question. Actually, that is the point. That is accepting the shelter and then becoming initiated. Ideally, when Srila Prabhupada was there, when Srila Prabhupada was writing this book, at that time things were like that only. A 1 week devotee will get initiation. Okay, a 6 day devotee is a senior devotee. That was the situation. And actually, the initiation should happen very quickly. Okay. I think you have read, everyone has seen that particular letter which is there in Mayapur, where Prabhupada Singhasan is there. Just backside of there is the first letter, first instruction, what Srila Prabhupada has written. The first initiation, the day on which Srila Prabhupada has given first initiation in ISKCON, official initiation, on that day he has written something and put it on the notice board. And he asked all his aspiring disciples to go through it and then come for initiation. You know that? There is a letter. I can share it. I might be having somewhere it is there in soft copy. So they are actually, Prabhupada for the first time has written the four regulative principles, chanting 16 rounds. All these things he has written for the first time. Before that, he has never talked about anything. He was just chanting and prasadam. That's what happened. On that day, on that very day, Prabhupada has written something. And they were after reading the first time, they were a little astonished. They were a little surprised what to do, but they were in so much affection, and the relationship has developed. They could not deny also, so they accepted, and they started carrying on. So, according to Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu's principle, it is the first thing we should do. But the problem is, in practically in our ISKCON world, in our ISKCON society, devotees, we are giving devotees some time to prepare themselves so that they should not face any problem after taking initiation. See, problem what is happening that devotees are taking initiation and after that they are, and now what is happening, as the initiation is given little bit, is devotees are, so much things, so much steps has to be there. So after taking initiation, they are thinking themselves little bit elevated or advanced. That is also happening. So his initiation devotee means he is something very advanced. But actually, initiation means it is the starting. Just try to understand the initiation word means it is the starting of that. Someone is having Shraddha and then Bhajanakriya. In the Bhajanakriya, the initiation is there. Someone is having Shraddha that yes, I am ready to chant, I am ready to follow, I am ready to take shelter. Okay, take initiation, and now we start doing this. And that Shraddha, in that Shraddha, actually see, these principles were given considering that four regulative principles are a natural cultural thing. Those who are going to take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master, he will be ready to follow four regulative principles. Okay. So for that, there is no other preparation, because four regulative principle, following four regulative principle is not actually a preparation for bhakti. This four regulative principle has nothing to do with bhakti actually. You will never find in these angas that you have to follow four regulative principles. Because there is a material requirement, basic material requirement to become a religious person. Actually, this is the religious principles. It is nothing to related with devotional principles. For regular principle is not a for a devotional principles. Is that clear? For following for regular principle is not a devotional. That is not by not eating meat, we are not pleasing Krishna in one sense. That is not a anga of bhakti. Okay. Okay. But the situation is such in Kali Yuga, it has been presented that this is the context, that is the condition. That is the condition that yes, now you can be accepted, now you can be accepted to, you can be considered that you can take initiation. So, due to the practical situation in our society, the principles are applied in a different way, which may not be matching ideally what here it is told. But principally, this is the situation. These are the basic principles. We will discuss a little bit the basic principles and its detail and its practical application. I don't know how far I will get the time. This is also one objective to understand. We may hear many principles, but the application and the detailing of that will be little different. Okay. Okay, is it clear little bit? I don't know how far I make you understand, but this is what I understand.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So now what we are discussing, yes. So in which anga, particularly among these 20, you are facing problem. One problem I have got, two problem we have got. Any other problem?
No,
Any other
chanting loudly in public place. Like we feel
chanting loudly?
same. We feel same in public place when we are chanting. Like just we are whispering our lips, but we are not chanting. Maybe that chanting is not properly.
Yes, regarding chanting, we will discuss. We are not able to focus our mind. That is what you are telling, Mataji. I'm not able to
Not
hear you
mine.
properly.
Not mine. Probably. Yeah. Here I want to tell actually sound regarding sound. Like sometimes now we whisper. We don't want to chant properly
Okay, we don't want to chant properly.
in front of people because we feel same. Shy. We feel shy.
Okay, we feel shy.
Hmm.
Okay, we don't want to chant loudly in front of other public people, in front of other public. Okay, but so that is related to chanting only. But I'm telling that is a different thing. We did not to be shy. Okay, in one sense we did not to be shy. People are smoking in front of everyone, shamelessly, and we are feeling shameful for chanting. Why we will feel shameful for chanting? So we need to be little bold. We can chant. Nowadays, people are not worried about much. They will worried about first of all, first for few minutes, they will see, oh, this person is a little different. After that, he or she will be in his own world. We think more than that actually. So I know initially I was also like that. Then slowly it goes away. If you start chanting, suppose you just extra down before going somewhere, you have nothing to do, you have your bead bags, you are traveling by train or bus, take out, chant. Don't think about other thing. Think about by doing this, Krishna will be happy. So to whom you want to please, the public or Krishna? You are not offending anyone. It is not that you are causing somebody. You are not shouting, chanting loudly in front of everyone. So there are some public decorum you need to follow, but softly. Japa means softly chanting. Japa means softly chanting. So you can chant, no problem, no need to be shy. Okay. Yes, for kirtan, loud kirtan, you need to take permission. There are some formalities you need to follow, official formalities. Then only you can do. Like before street sankirtan, we need to take the administrative permission. That is all. Okay.
অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্রভুজি ওই যে চ্যান্টিং এর ব্যাপারটা মাতাজি বললেন, আমি বললাম না অ্যাটেন্টিভ চ্যান্টিং এর যেটা সমস্যা হয়, যেহেতু আমি ট্রাভেল টাইমেই আমি চ্যান্টিং করি ভোরবেলায়, যেহেতু অনেক সকালে আমি বেরোই।
এইটাই হচ্ছে
আমার
সবচেয়ে বড়
আহ,
প্রবলেম।
হ্যাঁ, বাড়িতে থাকলে ঠিক আছে, কিন্তু যেহেতু আমাকে ওই ট্রাভেল টাইমেই করতে হয়, তো সেখানে গিয়ে কোথাও না কোথাও গিয়ে অ্যাটেনশনটা ব্রেক হয়েই যায়।
এইটা হচ্ছে একটা বড় ব্যাপার মাতাজি। এইটা মানে ইট ইজ আই নো এটা this is a common problem with many devotees. See, initial days it is okay. মাতাজি আপনারা কতদিন চ্যান্টিং করছেন?
More than 3 years.
3 years is also okay. 3 years okay. Okay. কি মনে হচ্ছে? What you are thinking? এভাবে চ্যান্টিং করে ভালো লাগছে?
না, ভালো তো লাগছে না, কিন্তু হ্যাঁ, কিন্তু ভোর 6টায় তো বেরিয়ে যাই বাড়ির থেকে, তো আমার কোনো
ওকে,
অপশন নেই।
6টায় বেরিয়ে গিয়ে ফিরছেন কখন?
ফিরছি তো 7:30 8টা রাত্রেবেলায়।
বাবা, so it is really difficult.
হ্যাঁ, এই জন্যই সকালবেলাটাই করে নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করি, 8টার মধ্যে কমপ্লিট জবটা। কিন্তু ট্রাভেল টাইমেই করতে হয় আমাকে, কিছু আমার কাছে কোনো অপশন নেই। আমার 4টে উঠেও আমার বাকি ঠাকুরের সমস্ত মানে ভগবানের সমস্ত কিছু করে বেরোতে হয়, তো এই জন্য কিছু করার নেই।
না, আমি বলবো আপনার যিনি শিক্ষাগুরু আছেন, যিনি আপনার কাউন্সিলর বা আপনার যার আন্ডারে আপনি ক্লাস করছেন, তার সঙ্গে যোগাযোগ করুন, কথা বলুন, কিছু একটা অল্টারনেটিভ বার করার চেষ্টা করুন। লং রানে ইট উইল বি ডিফিকাল্ট মাতাজি। আদারওয়াইজ কি হবে আমি বলছি, the problem will be mediocre chanting will be a default setting with us. Okay, and that will affect all our overall Krishna consciousness. We will be doing many things uh, ritualistically, but our heart, মানে আপনি নিজেই বলছেন, this is not my, it is not that I am
অ্যাকচুয়ালি
invoking something.
আমার তো 200
আপনার নিজের
কিলোমিটার
মনের
ট্রাভেল
ভিতরে আপনি
থাকে,
নিজে বুঝতে পারছেন যে
আমি নিজে বুঝতে পারছি।
এক্স্যাক্টলি। সো আমি এই জন্য বলবো, ইউ ডু সামথিং নিডফুল, কিছু একটা করুন, অন্তত কিছু মালা ঘরে বসে করে যাওয়ার চেষ্টা করুন, বা ফিরে এসে কিছু মালা করুন।
হ্যাঁ, সেটা ফিরে এসে সম্ভব, কারণ
আমি
সকালবেলায়
একটা
মঙ্গল
জিনিস
আরতি থাকে,
প্রিন্সিপাল বলি,
ভগবানের প্রসাদ বানানোর থাকে। তো
আমি একটা সিম্পল একটা প্রিন্সিপাল বলি, সেটা হচ্ছে চৈতন্য চরিতামৃতে প্রভুপাদ এটা লিখেছেন, among all the instruction given by spiritual master, এখানে আমরা পড়লাম SDO, obedience. Among all the instruction given by spiritual master, the most important instruction is completing 16 round attentively. Completing quality 16 round, because this quality 16 round will make you eligible to going back to Godhead. This is the cornerstone of our devotional life. কলিযুগে আর কোনো উপায় নেই। আর বাকি যা কিছু করছি সেইগুলো এটার জন্যই করছি যাতে করে আমি চ্যান্টিং ভালো করে করতে পারি। চ্যান্টিং এবং সংকীর্তন, চ্যান্টিং এন্ড কীর্তন, japa and kirtan. We are doing japa so that we can do good kirtan. We are doing kirtan so that we can do japa. And all other things Prabhupada has written. Prabhupada has instructed that whatever I have given, all the books I have written so that you can chant properly. So if we are not doing that thing properly, it will be a problem. I am also one of them. It is not that I was also not victim of this problem. I was also chanting during my traveling time, and I thought this is the way. This is the way I can go throughout my life. আপনি তো অ্যাটলিস্ট ফরচুনেট যে আপনি বুঝতে পারছেন যে দ্যাট ইজ এ প্রবলেম। আমি তো একটা সময় বুঝতেও পারছিলাম না যে ইট ইজ এ প্রবলেম, যতক্ষণ না কেউ আমাকে এসে বলেছে। কোনো একটা জপা ক্লাসে, সেশনে, জপা রিট্রিট, একটা জপা ক্যাম্প হয়েছিল, সেখানে যতক্ষণ না বলে, ততক্ষণ আমি জানতামই না। আমি জানতাম ইট ইজ ওকে, তখন কেউ কিছু বলেইনি আমাকে। সো মাই পয়েন্ট ইজ, এটা আলাদা জপা সেশন, একটা জপা ক্লাস হয়ে যাবে, আমি জপা ক্লাস করতে চাইছি না, বাট দিস ইজ দ্য মোস্ট ইম্পর্টেন্ট লিম্ব, অ্যান্ড উই নিড টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড দ্যাট উই নিড টু ট্রাই টু ডু সামথিং।
প্রভু, আপনার কাছে একটা রিকোয়েস্ট রইল, একটা আলাদা করে জপার উপর একটা সেশন ছোট্ট করে দেবেন।
আমার একটা জপার উপরে সেশন, একটা ক্লাস চলে, সাধু সঙ্গে হরিনাম বলে একটা আমার গ্রুপই আছে হোয়াটসঅ্যাপে, সেটা সকালবেলায় আমরা একসঙ্গে হরিনাম করি, কিছু ভক্ত আছে, এবং সেখানে জপার উপরে প্রতিদিন আমি অল্প অল্প কিছু বলি। এবং আমার একটা ইউটিউব চ্যানেলে জপার উপরে অনেক ভিডিও এরকম পাবেন, আমি রিসেন্ট ভিডিও আপলোড করতে পারিনি, অনেক কিছু আছে, সেটা আপনারা চাইলে দেখতে পারেন। এটা এই কারণে করি, এটা আমি কতজনকে সাহায্য করতে পারছি ভক্তদের আমি জানি না, আমি বলার মাধ্যমে নিজেকেও বলছি আসলে, কারণ দিস ইজ দ্য এসেন্স। এবং আমি বলবো, আমি নিজেও আজকে ভাবছিলাম, আই ওয়াজ রিয়েলি ফরচুনেট, আমি খুব কম সময়ের মধ্যে এমন ভক্তদের সঙ্গে এসেছিলাম যারা আমাকে জপার ব্যাপারে সাবধান করেছিল, যেটার জন্য আজকে আমি জপাটাকে সিরিয়াসলি অন্তত নেওয়ার চেষ্টা করছি, নাহলে আমি চেষ্টাই করতাম না। এবং আমি বলতে পারি, আমি ভক্তিতে এখনো পর্যন্ত টিকে আছি এই জপাটাকে সিরিয়াসলি নেওয়ার চেষ্টার জন্য। আমাদের হাতে আছে চেষ্টা, আমরা পারবো কি পারবো না, দ্যাট ইজ ডিফারেন্ট থিং, কিন্তু আমরা যদি চেষ্টা করি, that will be noticed by our spiritual master, our Srila Prabhupada and Lord Sri Krishna, that this person is trying to improve his japa, trying to improve his bhakti. এই ট্রাইং ইন সিনসিয়ারলি ট্রাই করাটা দরকার। আমি একটা ওই জন্য বলছি অঙ্কিত মাতা, যে যাদের এরকম স্ট্রাগল চলছে, আমি সবাইকে একটা জিনিসই বলি, যে অন্যান্য যে জিনিসগুলো, এই যে ভগবানকে উঠে সাজানো, ভগবানকে উঠে অফারিং, হানা টানা, এটাকে একটু যদি সিম্পলিফাই করা যায়, সেটাতে টাইম যদি কমানো যায়, আপনি বলছেন আপনি 4টের সময় উঠছেন, তাহলে 4টের সময় উঠলে আপনি দেখুন কোন জায়গাটাকে সিম্পলিফাই করলে আপনি চ্যান্টিংটা করতে পারেন। সিম্পলিফাই করার জন্য দরকার হলে বিভিন্ন রকম এখন জিনিসপত্র কিনতে পাওয়া যায়। হ্যাঁ, সেরকম কিছু কিনে সেটাকে ইমপ্রুভ করার চেষ্টা করুন, মানে যাতে করে রান্না তাড়াতাড়ি হয়ে যায়। এরকম কিছু যেখানে বেশি দেখতে হবে রাইস কুকারে দিয়ে দিলেন, সেখানে রাইস কুকারে তাড়াতাড়ি রাইস। আমি জাস্ট এক্সাম্পল বলছি, আমি বলতে গেলে অনেক দেরি হয়ে যাবে। দিস ভক্তি শাস্ত্রী ক্লাস ইজ নট দ্য রাইট forum to discuss all this detail, but I'm just giving some hints that simplify other angles so that you can give full attention to this angle. That is the point. Okay, now coming back to Abhishek Prabhu's problem regarding the avoiding how to avoid non-devotees association. So this is a very simple thing. When we will discuss bhakti, when we will discuss Upadeshamrita, we will learn about more this thing. There is a verse number 4 is there, which will discuss about this detail. So the point is simply the point is, when we are dealing with other outside people, we have to keep it like a business transaction. Suppose I am going to buy some grocery to a shop, grocery shop. What I am doing, I have gone taken with a list. I am giving these items I want. I am paying. I am taking. Is this a association? Taking of association of that grocery person? Who can tell? Is this I am taking the association of the grocery person? Everybody
No,
understand.
nobody.
Nobody. I'm not taking the association of the grocery person. Neither I am giving. Okay, I am just. It is a deal. I am going. I need this. I have some necessity, material necessity. I am going there, paying money, bringing that. Same is office. Office colleagues are also like grocery shop persons. I am going there, doing my business, coming, finish. If I get some chance during my some during lunch period, break period, I can give them some prasadam. So there I am trying to give my association. Forget about taking their association. I am not establishing any loving relationship with them. Loving relationship established by exchange of four things. Dadati pratigrinnati gujjamakhati prichati bhunte bhajayate chaivo sharavidam pratilakshanam priti binimay. I am not exchanging this Priti Vinimay. Even with non-devotees or not inclined to devotional service, not encouraging or supporting relatives also. Relatives are relatives. They are not absolutes. They are relatives in this lifetime. But Krishna is our absolute friend. Okay, spiritual master is our absolute friend. So that does not mean that we will be misbehave with anyone, or we will be showing that, oh, I am just avoiding. No, that is the intelligence devotee deals. Devotee does not express that we are avoiding, but we should be, no, we should be very much cautious not to take their association. That's it. Okay, we should try to give association. We can invite them. We should keep that much show bottle friendship with them, so that we can invite them, we can give our association, or we can bring them. Show bottle friendship, show bottle good relationship. And this is not my invented thing. This is Narad Muni's instruction given in Bhagavatam. Okay, Prabhupada says in one lecture, Narad Muni says that yes, some person will tell, even your relatives, your friends, you are doing this thing, you should do that, this thing. Oh yes. You are nice. That's. You should not say, oh, you are nonsense, you don't know. You are a puppy, you are a sinful person, you are taking non-veg. No confrontation. We say, yeah, yes. They will advise you so many things which is against the principle of devotional practice. No need to confront, no need to explain if they are not favorable. Okay, very good. Let's see what can I do. And then you follow what Prabhupada has told, or what spiritual master has told, what books has told. This is the strategy. This is not hypocrisy. This is the intelligence. We should keep a show bottle friendship relationship, and that's why this type of videos should not be publicly published. Otherwise, they will not understand. This is in one context I am telling. Otherwise, this thing will, oh, what this ISKCON devotees are telling, show bottle relationship. This is not a thing of everyone to understand. Just say all the lectures and everything should not be for public domain. It should be for the devotees, practicing devotees who understand how to follow, what to follow, why to follow. So the point is we should have a external relationship so that we can sometimes invite them, catch them, we can bring them to our program. In Janmashtami, in Ratha Yatra, we can invite them, give them prasadam. That's it. So that in one day they may get in touch with ISKCON, may touch with Krishna. Okay, but we should not take, the point is in any way we should not take their association. That is the way, that is the, and this limb is taught, the description of this limb is that on, don't take the association of non-devotees. And the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Upadeshamrita is about this only. Sanga Tyagat, Sanga Tyagat, Sanga Tyagat. এই বৈষ্ণব আচার, অসৎ সঙ্গ ত্যাগই বৈষ্ণব আচার, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has told. And there are two kinds of asat sangha, Sri Sangi and those who are materialistic persons, and those who are sense enjoyment. So this is how we need to be. This is very important topic. Abhishek Prabhu has raised this very practical thing. So practically, we should be have a goody relationship with everyone. Externally, we should show that we are one among them. We have to deal that way, but we should safeguard ourselves so that we should not be influenced by their mentality. Main thing is we get influenced by their mentality. So that should, oh, he has bought a flat, I should also buy a flat. I don't need, I am already having one flat. Oh, he has got two flats, one at North Calcutta, one at South Calcutta. Okay, I should also have another flat in Central Calcutta. So that is not the point. We should not be influenced by their propensities. Okay. Okay. So anyone has any other thing? So you can see, go through the things, and you can discuss further. Any other aspect you want to discuss to improve your practice of bhakti? Which anga you are facing problem?
Okay, Prabhu, the one more point
Yes.
in the don'ts, like the next 10 points.
Yes. Yes.
One is the one should not instruct a person who is not desirous of accepting devotional service.
Yes.
So in relation to that, like one practical thing I wanted to know, like we have just started.
What is the number of that? What is the number?
Number 2, Prabhu.
The next section, number 2.
Next 10, like don'ts number 2.
Okay. Yes. Continue.
So like we have started one Bhakti Briksha. So like during Harinam or book distribution, whatever phone numbers we get, so I call them. So let's say in 1 week, their response was not like favorable. So again next week, let's say, should I call? Like how many times do we need to, if they are not showing much interest, so when till what time we should persist?
So you can call for some time. You can call, and after that you will understand that they will not. Maybe they will not be picking up your call also. Okay. Suppose there are some person, they will they will attend your call, accept your call, and say, Prabhu, actually I have some problem, this thing, that thing, so I'm not able to do it. Okay. So by hearing their excuses, you will understand whether it is genuine or not. If you find it is genuine, it's no problem, Prabhu. You can take care of your personal things, and then once you are free, we can talk. Okay. You think like how follow-up, regarding follow-up, Narad Muni is the example. Narad Muni is the example. He has gone. What is the name of that person who has become lastly the snake? He said that it is there in Upadeshamrita story. Just forgetting the name of that person. It is a famous person, the famous pastime. Narad Muni has gone to one household person is there. So to him he has gone. He said that I have come to take you to Vaikuntha. He said that, yes, I am ready to go, but actually I have my sons. They are doing businesses. They are not very pakka in the business. Let me help them, settle them business. Then you come, I will go. Okay. Narad Muni gone. After 3-4 years, again he came. He He said that hey, they are doing business and he is spending his time very nicely. Then said that what is now you are ready, your children are taking care of business nicely. He is taking care of business nicely, but now I need, I need to give them marry. They should be I should give them marry, should settle them with the family. Then I will go. I said okay. So not only gone back after 3 4 years, he came said that oh, families are given marriage and everything, and they have there are some grandsons also there. So now Narad said now you have given your sons all the they are settled in their family life. Now let's go. Narad you don't know. These are grandsons are there. Who will take care of them? They are all busy in their business. These grandsons are only know me only. So I have to take care of them. So then how when I will come again? He said that let this grandson become big, little bit bigger. He will not require my help, and then I will go. Then after that time, the Nardwani came and he said, and he was searching where is that person, and he has become old actually at that time when the grandson was there. So then the son says that no, my father has died actually. He has died. Oh, then when he was coming, then he saw that there is a one snake. So then the snake was yes, yes. So hello, who is that? Well, this is I am that person. What are you doing? Arey, you don't know. I am now snake. I am now. They have so many land. I am giving protection to this land. Okay. So Narad Muni then he just by his mystic power he revived, he get out that body from him, and he taken. Actually, before that he became a dog. Actually, he was becoming a dog, and then snake. A dog I just missed out. To become dog to give the protection, to give the guard of the house, and then like. So this is Narad Muni's consistency. Okay, so our acharyas are like that only. So we need to do like that only. So they will be giving excuses, and we need to keep on follow. This is our service. Okay, Narad Muni has done, so we can do. But yes, we should be practical also, and we are not so elevated like Narad Muni. And that is another principle. We should not be go much into their personal life until and unless they reveal their heart. Okay, so we should approach. So that is the point is this is the same thing. The ninth offense that we always pray that those who are not ready, we should not uh, give them the glorification of teach them about the glories of the holy name. So that is the ninth offense. So in that regard also, and Krishna has also told in Bhagavad Gita, those who are not very interested, don't disturb them. Okay, and you act ideally so that they get inspiration from them, and then one day they will come. But as a devotee, Prabhupada writes in that devotees are more merciful than Krishna. Krishna is little official about this kind of person. Don't want to disturb them. But devotees sometimes create some disturbance which is tolerable by them, which is not to break the relationship. Up to that you can go. If you are thinking that no, they are getting little annoyed, stop. Until and unless they are not annoyed, they are having good relationship, you can knock their door. Knocking their door is not a problem. Our work is like Dare Dare Kiya, we have to knock. Haridas Thakur has done, Nityananda Prabhu has done. Nobody welcome them. Nobody welcome them. But that is our parampara. Okay. So, is that
Just that fourth point in that same thing. Fourth point, it says one should not try to read too many books.
yes, this is will come also in Uttahar also. This is a part of Uttahar. Not too many books means we have very little time. প্রায়ণ অল্প আয়ুষ সভ্য কালবস্মিন যোগে জানো মন্দ সুমন্দ মত মন্দ ভাগ্য বিপদ্রুত চৈতন্য মহাপ্রভু when he meets Prabhupada Saraswati, why you are not studying Vedanta? Guru more murkho boli korila shason. So that is the point. We are not very intelligent to read and understand everything. Read Prabhupada books, and because sometimes reading so many books, our mind become maybe paralyzes by analysis. Okay, it happens sometimes. So that's why these instructions are given. That no need to be confused ourselves with reading so many books. First, read thoroughly one book, Prabhupada books. That is the thing. Otherwise, there are people they will read so many books, they will become a scholar, but they will not become bhakti. because that gyan will then cover their bhakti. Instead of anabritam, it will abritam. So that is how. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has assigned the reading of various books to the six Goswamis only, so that they read all the books and give them the essence. And you read the essence. Reading the essence it will take a one lifetime, not one life, many lifetime. Maybe.
Prabhu,
That's why
in that list, like books like this Hari Bhakti Vilas or Sat Sandarbhas, do they come or it
it
is?
can be read after we read thoroughly, understand thoroughly the Prabhupada books. After completing Bhakti Vedanta, you can start reading all those things. After completing Bhakti Vedantas, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Sarvabhauma, Bhakti Vedanta. I think that is the ultimate final. So after that we can read. So Bhakti Prabhupada has written. You can read this kind of previous Acharya's books after you complete this, or in some cases, sometimes to understand or elaborate Prabhupada books, we sometimes refer to previous Acharya's books. In that context, not to like gain this so much knowledge. I have so much knowledge. Otherwise, we may be our pride may come, of scholarly pride may come. That is there. Kunti Maharani Shiksha is there. What is that? Janma Aishwarya Shuto Srivi Yadhoma Anumata Puman. So Janma Aishwarya Shuto Srivi. So Shuto means learned. So that will be a stumbling block in our book. So that is the thing. Is that clear?
Prabhu, I am.
Yes.
Prabhu,
Good
এখানে
that
একটা
this discussion is happening finally. I
আহ,
will
ও,
encourage other devotees also to participate. Yes.
একটা পয়েন্ট আছে যেটা মহাজনদের পদাঙ্ক অনুসরণ করতে বলেছেন, তো
হ্যাঁ?
সেখানে মহাজনদের পদাঙ্ক অনুসরণ
মহানন্দে হ্যাঁ
পদাঙ্ক অনুসরণ
মহাজনদের পদাঙ্ক
তো,
অনুসরণ করুন। মহাজনের জন্য কতশ পন্থা। ইয়েস।
হ্যাঁ প্রভু, তাও মানে অনেক ডিভোটি কি করে ডাউনফল হয়ে যায়, মানে সেটা থেকে কি করে বাঁচা যাবে? যে আমরা মহাজন, তারাও তো মহাজনদের পদানুসারী চলছেন, তারাও শিক্ষাগুরু
ডাউনফল নিয়ে আমাদের গত ক্লাসে আমরা আলোচনা করেছিলাম। আপনি ছিলেন বোধহয়, এর লাস্ট ক্লাসে অ্যাটেন্ড করেছিলেন গত শুক্রবার যে ক্লাসটা নিয়েছিলাম, ওইখানে আমরা ডাউনফল, অ্যাক্সিডেন্টাল ডাউনফল নিয়ে আলোচনা করেছিলাম। অ্যাক্সিডেন্টাল ডাউনফলের কারণ হচ্ছে মায়া ইজ ভেরি স্ট্রং। Okay, Maya is very strong, and our adherence to these principles may not be sometimes so strong. Okay, and sometimes what Abhishek Prabhuji was telling, that danger is coming, that danger is there, that we may be sometime, instead of giving association or keeping ourselves neutral to bad association, we sometimes may be influenced by bad association. Okay, because we are dealing so much with our outside world. So sometimes we, due to the influence of Maya, due to circumstances, due to many things, that is another thing is shuddhata of prasadam, what we are eating. This is the most important thing. Ahar shuddha, so everything is shuddha. So food which is cooked for Krishna, there are many things we know. Cooked by devotee, cooked for Krishna, or many standards are there. So it should be the cooked for Krishna and by devotees, and then it is offered, then you should take. That is the best time. If there is no apodokalin paristhiti, means some emergency situation where you need to survive, survival is important. In that case, sometimes this principle may be applied little here and there, but not in regular basis or casually. We cannot be casual about this principle, and from there actually various non-devotional elements enter into our consciousness by food. So you have to safeguard about this thing, and that fructified and then become fall down. See, we should be sometimes, yes, there are 3 stages of performing spiritual life. Bhiti, Niti, Priti. I have discussed these 3 things. Bhiti means fear, Niti means out of duty,
হ্যাঁ প্রভু, লাস্ট ক্লাসে
Priti
বলেছেন।
is out of love. So sometimes we think that we are almost out of love or out of duty, but sometimes we should be fearful of opposite gender. Okay, we should see opposite gender as a should keep a proper distance. This is very important. Okay, sometimes we become over smart. We think that I am immune to Maya, I don't have any problem. Then see, we should remember what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is teaching. A Mataji has come with his husband or some husband and asked, and that Mataji's age was like almost his Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur's granddaughter's age, almost in that type of difference, granddaughter and grandparent difference. And that Mataji said that, Prabhupada, I want to discuss something privately. He said that forget about it. If you want to say anything, you have to say it in front of everyone. So that is a point. We should be following. We should not take any risk. Okay. And now these social media introductions are there. So many things are there. So that is also this bad association. And there is easy access of unfavorable association. I will not say always bad association, but unfavorable associations. So we need to be very cautious about these dealings.
Yeah, Prabhu. Sometimes among the devotees also this kind of things happens. No?
Happening. I know, Brahma. Mataji, I know many things are happening, and that is the reason. I think these are the principles. If we follow and that's why Prabhupada has said we should read this book regularly. This will help us whether I am deviating any principle or not, whether I am becoming little casual about any principle or not. So that's why read this thing. This is not only for passing the Bhakti Shastri exam. These books are there. Bhakti Shastri exam is making a compulsion so that we read. But after reading, we should feel so interested in reading this book that we should read at least weekly once. If we are reading something else, like Prabhupada said, we should read this thing repeatedly, because this is the science of devotional service, and we have throughout the life we have to do devotional service. Okay, Mataji. So lack of reading Prabhupada books is another reason, Mataji. I will say devotees are not reading very seriously, sincerely Prabhupada books, and not chanting properly. This is another risk of not chanting properly, because inside the heart we are not satisfied. The fall down means I am going somewhere here and there to find out some pleasure, because I am not getting satisfaction from discharging devotional service, because I am discharging devotional service mechanically, ritualistically, not from heart. Okay. So I know this traveling chanting, what is the standard, and I know what chanting now I am doing when I am sitting. I was thinking on that. The chanting is very difficult thing actually. It is not very easy thing. Japa. A good quality japa requires all your energy.
Yeah, প্রভু ঘরে বসেই ডিস্ট্রাক্ট হয়ে যায় মাইন্ড তো
হ্যাঁ,
তাই না, এটা খুব
আমাদের ভালোভাবে একটা শব্দধ্বনি শোনা এবং সেখানে মনে করা যে শব্দধ্বনি হচ্ছে কৃষ্ণ স্বয়ং। দিস ইজ নন ডিফারেন্ট। নাম ও চিন্তামণি কৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য রসবিগ্রহ নিত্য শুদ্ধ পূর্ণ মুক্ত অভিন্নাত্ম নাম ও নামিন। এইটা যদি আমরা নাই ভাবতে পারি, তাহলে তো এটা আমাদের কাছে অন্য একটা শব্দধ্বনি, হরে করে কম্বা বাজিওবার মতন একটা শব্দধ্বনি চলছে একটা রেকর্ড, হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ কি হবে? প্রপাত বলেছে, দেখিয়েছে চ্যান্টিং করতে, আমি সেদিনকে হিজ জন্য জবরদস্ত সাই মহারাজকে দেখাচ্ছিলাম, বলছিল চ্যান্টিং করার পর দীক্ষা দেওয়ার অনুষ্ঠানে লেকচারে বলছেন হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ হরে কৃষ্ণ। হোয়াট ইজ দিস?
মনে দেখে লেখা শুনেছি।
So they are making us aware, but we are casual. And as we are casual in chanting, now we are casual in everything actually. So we have to be very, very much cautious. So the point is, go in deep principles and discuss. This is Gujjo Makhati Prichadi. In the association of devotees, we should discuss this. Not that what Trump has taken decision and what শুভেন্দু অধিকারী আজকে কোথায় গিয়ে বুলডোজার মারবে, হ্যাঁ সেই নিয়ে ডিসকাশন করার জায়গা নয় ভক্তিতে। We have to discuss how to improve our bhakti, where I am lacking. Prabhuji, please tell how you are. If somebody has done some improvement, we should take tips, should discuss among devotees. This is a struggle. I was really fortunate in my early days. We were a same age devotees. We have joined the movement together. We used to travel from our place to temple. I was in Chopati temple connected to Mumbai, so We were traveling from Thane to Chopati, so we used to by car, and we were discussing what we should do in chanting, what we should think during chanting, what book we should read about chanting. I was really fortunate from the very when I was at that time only 1 year old devotee at that time. So this type of association is very important to discuss and to try. Endeavor is important. We are sincerely. Giriraj Swami Maharaj asked Prabhupada that I am committing offense every day while chanting. I'm not able to focus my mind. Then Prabhupada said, are you trying to uh, focus your mind? Say that yes. So then it's okay. Trying is okay. If you are sincerely trying. But we should not put ourselves in such a struggling situation where even trying, after trying also it is very difficult to chant properly. So that we have to always remember. Okay. So now I will discuss another topic that which is already to some extent we have started discussing that.
Hare Krishna Babu, one more thing, sorry.
Yes, please.
মাতাজি লোককে মানে মাতাজিদের জন্য গুরু সেবা কিভাবে শুধুমাত্র গুরুর ইনস্ট্রাকশন পালনের মাধ্যমে? কারণ এখানে একটা পয়েন্ট আছে যেটা শ্রদ্ধা বিশ্বাস সহকারে গুরু সেবা করার কথা বলেছে। তো সেটা প্রভুজিরা তো বাপু সেবা করতে পারেন, কিন্তু মাতাজিদের ক্ষেত্রে শুধু বাণী সেবা
স্পিরিচুয়াল মাস্টারকে সেবা করার বেস্ট উপায় হচ্ছে সুন্দর রান্না করে প্রসাদ খাওয়ানো। That is the best. Spiritual master becomes very happy, and I know spiritual masters glorifying like anything his female disciples for cooking very nice prasadam. Okay. So that is a seva which Prabhuji lacks. Prabhuji like me at least. There are many Prabhujis who are very good cook, but Matajis can do that kind of shit. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu. This is practical. This is practical thing.
Practical things. See, Prabhujis can get opportunity to massage the foot of spiritual master during Bash Puja, during anything. So, but female disciples may not get that. But that does not mean that, see, they are deprived of anything. Bapu Seva is not very important. It is there whenever he is there. That is good. But most important is Bani Seva. So, following spiritual master instruction, remembering, contemplating, inquiring, that is important. Okay. So now there are principles and there are some details. So regarding that, we will go through some presentation and see. This is very important thing actually. This is in chapter 8 actually. So the next chapter, we will go to the next chapter. So here the last 5 items are very important out of 64. So if these 5 items are performed, we are very much saved, very much okay. Namely, worshipping deity, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, associating among devotees, Sankirtan, living in Mathura. Okay, this is very important. So, and I think we all are doing this thing. We are going for Jatra once in a year. Even Mathura Bash is going. Temple is a Mathura Bash. Temples are also like a Tirthasthan. No other than
Panchanga Bhakti bola hai সেটাই।
Panchanga Bhakti. These are the called Panchanga Bhakti. Okay. So, chapter 7, evidence regarding devotional service. So this chapter, there is yes. Before going to that, another thing I just want to discuss of chapter 6. Here actually some important items are described. We will read the three most important. Before that, in chapter 6 also there is I want to show you. Yes. So this is very important. One is principle. Here we are reading the principles, and details we will need to understand, and the application also we need to understand. So yes, this is also another important thing. Not being attached to making disciples. That we should not be making disciples. Exceptions are there. Some exceptions are there. So that also we will discuss. So first of all, there are some principles and there are some details application. Okay, like my godmother criticized me that I have allowed women to live in our temples. This is not done in India. Only brahmacharis can live. But I have become successful because I have made this adjustment. What successful he has got? So the Prabhupada has got. Anyone can say what success Prabhupada has achieved by keeping women in the temple. Anyone knows?
Prashadam Seva, Prabhuji.
Sorry,
Prashadam Seva.
huh?
Prashadam Seva.
No, that is not Shiva. Like Prasadam Shiva can be done by Prabhujis or Brahmacharis also.
Prabhu, can you repeat questions one more time?
The point is, Prabhupada allowed during Prabhupada's time in the temple also Matajis can stay. You know that? Anybody knows that? Matajis can stay. Householders can stay. Matajis and Prabhujis can stay together.
Family devotees only.
Prabhupada started the movement in USA. In the USA during 70s, he saw that there is a free intermingle between men and women. And Prabhupada, and that is not, and that was actually a cultural shock for Srila Prabhupada. But Srila Prabhupada didn't become fanatic about that and impose the Vedic culture, strict Vedic culture. So what he has, so he has adjusted some this principle. This is not there. Intermingling of men and women is not a favorable thing. Okay, but he has allowed, taken some risk. What he has achieved by that?
Prabhu, so like his early Grihastha disciples, they could do things which even sannyasi or disciple of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, they could not achieve.
Yes. Malati Mataji and Shamasundar Prabhu, Mukundo and Janaki, and Jamuna Mataji and Gurudas. These three couple. Prabhupada was criticized for giving them marry also. I think in last section you have learned this thing. As a Sannyasi, Prabhupada has written in the purport. Giving marriage is not a standard thing that a Sannyasi should do. But Prabhupada has adjusted this principle because it was favorable for propagation of Krishna consciousness. So he has allowed to women to stay in the temple. That does not mean that he has allowed them to freely mixing. If you have heard Prabhupada Nectar of Devotion lecture, which I have shared, in that lecture, Prabhupada was sharing very interesting incident. He was sharing in Vrindavan, sitting in Vrindavan in Nectar of in Devotion lecture. Prabhupada was sharing in the courtyard of Radha Damodar. Just see how much progressive Prabhupada was, and that's why the movement is moving in such a direction. Prabhupada was telling that there was one girl, his name is Sharoda, someone was there, and she one day came to Prabhupada and told Prabhupada that Prabhupada, actually I want to marry this male disciple. Prabhupada was embarrassed. First of all, he said, like, well, yes, really? Then he called his male disciple. And what is at that time, her age was 16 or 16 years or something like that. 16 years. He called that boy. I said that, yes, Prabhupada. I am just forgetting that disciple name. Prabhupada said that you are already booked for Sharada. Once she will become 18, I will give you married. So this is the, if he stick to the principle, he could not make this arrangement, this adjustment. And after that, he has sent them, you go to Japan or Australia somewhere and you preach, and they did it. And they did it. The love Srila Prabhupada has invested in this way that it has make the things successfully executed ultimately. So this is how, but this is quite difficult. When we hear Prabhupada and somebody is approaching Prabhupada that I want to marry him, and Prabhupada is accepting that, this is what Prabhupada, and that's why they were mad after Srila Prabhupada. So it is there. If you hear this lecture, I have heard many times. It was so, and Prabhupada was laughingly sharing, and he will obviously laugh when Prabhupada will share this thing, na? And he was searching where she is, where she is. Sharada, where is Sharada? Sharada is not there. Okay, and he was telling someone, this boy. So I told him, you are booked. Once Sharada will be 18 years old, he will marry. So this kind of adjustment has made our society, because he was dealing with Westerners, and it was, for him, it was a cultural shock, but he overcome it by his purity, by his maturity. Okay, so this is how we need to understand. So principle is there at one place, but detail is, we need to understand the detail. So here, somebody can read. I'm just enlarging it. Yes.
Can I?
Yes.
My god brothers criticize me that I have allowed women to live in our temples. This is not done in India. Only brahmacharis can live. But I have become successful because I have made this adjustment. Although they criticize me, their Gauriya mats are empty. The only time they have people coming is during Gaura Purnima to Mayapur for Parikrama. And who is coming for Parikrama? Widows, women in white. Because I have made this adjustment, I was successful. Srila Prabhupada.
Yes. Sudhakirti Prabhu.
Srutakirti Prabhupada, how can we tell the difference between making an adjustment and changing a principle? Prabhupada, that takes a little intelligence.
Yes. So this is another thing we will start now discussing. So this is the thing we need to see now. I don't know whether all of you are aware of it. In India, it is not there because the Indian cultural things are different. In West, most of the ISKCON temples, Matajis are the pujaris. You know that? Matajis are pujaris, and Matajis are and the Matajis are given Gayatri mantra. This is also unheard of in the history of Gaudiya Vaishnava history. Never ever Matajis were given Gayatri mantra. Prabhupada has introduced this. Very exalted Matajis were there, like Ganga Goswamini Mataji, Vasudha Mataji. That kind of exceptional Matajis are there. For them it was okay, but they were almost like expansions of some consort level. But ordinarily there was no thing, because for Gayatri mantra, a sannyasi need to be alone with the Mataji. You know that? Brahman Diksha happens, Brahman Diksha mantra is given in the ear. So how a sannyasi can whisper mantra to a Mataji, come to so proximity? But Prabhupada has did this. Prabhupada has given, and Prabhupada followers are also doing, but it is like a private room, but not like it is open private. Privacy, openness is also there, privacy is also there. So like me and my wife taken Brahman Diksha from my spiritual master. So it was like in MBT garden. There was MBT garden at one place. So first I have gone, he has given me. Then my wife has gone. So it was like open. It was a MBT garden is open to everyone, but it is private. So like that, openness is also there, privacy is also there. During Prabhupada time, it was like inside the Prabhupada quarter. The Prabhupada quarter is there in Kolkata temple. There Prabhupada has given Brahman Diksha, given the sacred devotion. Sacred uh, thread is not given to Mataji's, but mantra is given privately. So there are so many adjustments Prabhupada has done, but we cannot imitate it. It is that is the problem, that it is only a person who is at the level of Prabhupada can do it. So these are some examples. You can find out some others also where Prabhupada has taken many revolution. Like another adjustment is like another thing is like chanting 16 down. This is another revolutionizing and really a one most important adjustment Prabhupada has done for us. Otherwise, it was 64 round. I was thinking if this adjustment was not there, what would happen with us? We would not have got any Harinam Diksha. Harinam Diksha will take our lifetime. So there are many things which Prabhupada has. That's why the mercy of Prabhupada is we should always remember every day. And Prabhupada, we should write some glorification. Okay, Prabhupada glorification. The time is coming. Janmashtami will be there, and before that, we should write and it should be discussed. So anyway, so now another thing, I will not take much time. It will end soon. Uh, yes. So. This is actually related to chapter 7. So instead of going to the chapter 7 detail, this important aspect I will read, and then we will study these 3 items of the chapter 7. SDO only many things already we have discussed regarding SDO. Further we will see from Prabhupada books. See, this was, you all know, this is the place on the bank of Radhakunda once Prabhupada met Srila Bhakti Shastri Thakur. This was a very important meeting. And at that time, very confidential discussions has happened between Srila Bhakti Shastri Thakur Prabhupada and Avai Charan. At that time, it was Avai Charan only. So, can somebody read this thing? From Prabhuji's side? Yes.
Agun
Jalbe.
Agun Jolbe. There will be fire. One day there would be fire in the Calcutta Gorium earth, and that fire of party interest would spread and destroy. When we were living in a rented house, if we could collect 200 or 300 rupees, we were living very nicely at Ultaranga. We were happier then. But since we have been given this marble palace in Bagh Bazar, there is friction between our men. Who will occupy this room? Who will occupy that room? Who will be the proprietor of this room? Everyone is planning in different ways.
Yes. Yes.
It would be better to take the marble from the walls and secure money. If I could do this and print books, that would be better. Abhay felt his spiritual master speaking to him in urgency, as if asking him for help or warning him to avoid disaster. Srila Bhakti Siddhant then said directly to Abhay, Amar ichha chilo kichu boi bai karano.
Boi
I
Karan.
had to boi karano. I had to I had a desire to print some books. If you ever get money, print books. Standing by Radhakund and beholding his spiritual master, Abhay felt the words deeply enter his own life. If you ever get money, print books.
Yes. So this is the most important instruction that.
প্রভুজি এটা কোনটা রাধাকুণ্ড প্রভুজি?
Huh? Sorry,
এই রাধাকুণ্ডটা কোথায়, মানে এই গোবর্ধন?
Radha Kunda is in Vrindavan in Govardhan.
বৃন্দাবন
Govardhane ache.
Uh,
So this is the most important place of our Gauriya Vaishnava Parampara. Our all the uh, exalted Goswamis, six Goswamis, their bhajan kutirs are there. They have stayed there. Huh? So Radhakunda is a very auspicious. When you will read,
না একটা নবদ্বীপেও আছে প্রভুজি, আমি দেখতে
Navadvipe
পারি
Bhakti Chandra Saraswati Thakur
হ্যাঁ
have created
সমাধির কাছে।
that is also there. But this Radhakunda is not at Bhakti at Mayapur. This is at Vrindavan. So the glories of Radhakundo is described in Upadeshamrita. Last three verse is there, 9, 10, 11. Okay, when you will read Bhakti Upadeshamrita, you will understood what is the position of Radhakundo. So the point is, this is what actually I will say. We have taken lessons from we have learned many lessons from histories, and based on that we are trying to reform ourselves, and that this particular thing that we are taking some more time for giving initiation is taking or learning lessons from the past, because in the for the increasing the movement, expanding the movement, we welcome everyone, and then sometimes there are some problems. So same thing, this thing has happened at during Gauri Math time, during Bagbajar, when the Bagbajar Math was established, when the Ultralanga, where we are now having our Bhakti Vinod Ashram, they were having a humble way of modestly they were staying, not very opulent things were there. You can understand the building is not very big, it's small building only. But Bhakti Siddha Sarikar was happy there, actually. So in one sense, we can understand Bhakti Siddha Sarikar was more happy in Ultraranga than in Bagbajar, even though Bagbajar was having a big temple, opulent temple and everything. Because the problem started there. So this one cautionary is there, one principle is there. One should not take unfit disciple, and one should not build very costly temple. If that is one thing, we should be cautious before we make costly temples and this thing. The costly temple, big opulent temple, can only be there when continuous service is there. All the devotees, all the residential devotees, or everyone whoever is engaged connected to that temple are engaged in service, and the big temple, costly temple, is only for facilitating the preaching mission more and more, not to have a comfortable living and sleeping. Okay, so this we need to understand very clearly, that the temples are not meant for our luxury. This is meant for the luxury of our lordships only, and facilitating preaching mission. Okay, so the now presently in 19 not presently in 1977 only, within the span of 9 years, after expanding 9 years, Prabhupada said that now we should boil the milk. Boil the milk means we should be focusing on the improving the quality of the devotees. So that's why you can see now senior disciples of Srila Prabhupada are more focusing on reading the books, doing this kind of courses. I think more any one of you who have attended that Vishwa Bangla program, where His Holiness Jagataka Shai Maharaj has come. So Maharaj has given a very brief lecture, only maybe 10, 16-minute lecture, after struggling a lot of with his physical limitations. But in that 15-minute lecture, I think for more than 10, 12 minutes, he was speaking about how he has done all the courses completed. He has been given the option to give the honorary degree, Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and everything. So the point is, we should be very focused in developing ourselves, I give an example, like this ISKCON is like our hospital. It's an hospital, and in hospital, the beds are not fully. The beds are people are they are lying in the bed. Treatments are going on. They are not fully fit and fine, but we are bringing more patients. So what it will happen? It will happen like a government, so-called government, not like comparing any government hospital of any state. Like the service will not be given properly, and there will be problem. There will be chaos. So that is what actually happened at one phase in Gorio Mott, what here Bhakti Shastri was mentioning, and that's why we are also very cautious now. We are introducing many courses, and presently there are discussions are going on. Uh, there will be another course, Srila Prabhupada introductory course. Srila Prabhupada introductory course will be introduced. Maybe that will be coming very soon. Mandatory course. So teachers are being registered now. So I have registered myself as a teacher. So this course will be rolled out very soon, and maybe this maybe will be made and compulsory for taking fast initiation also. Because without knowing what is the meaning of initiation, what is the meaning of taking shelter, what is the meaning of spiritual master, what is the meaning of Srila Prabhupada position. Okay, Srila Prabhupada is a preeminent Shiksha Guru for our movement. If we just flow in the flow of initiation, then there will be problem. So that's why training is becoming very important. That's why ISKCON Education Ministry has to play a great role in developing the quality of the devotees. This is the part of devotee care also. Devotees should be given proper time if they are facing some problem, and we should have the relationship with the devotees where devotee can open up their hearts when they are problem. Most of the cases I am seeing, when devotees are in problem, they are hiding in their home. They are not even coming and sharing, because they are not developed that relationship with any devotee to share their heart. So that means we are lacking in for following that fourth sloka of Upadeshamrita, which is the basic thing. Kujjam Akhati Prichhati is not having facilitating that. So how we can help that? Well, help a devotee. So and that's why the gurus are also becoming very cautious to take disciples. They want to check. So that's why this waiting time is increasing. In many cases, they make the disciple wait for taking even first initiation, and for even for in some cases for second initiation, because to make them fit, a fit disciple should be there. So we are actually struggling at very fast stage actually. Frankly speaking, we are struggling at the very first stage, and this is not very unnatural, because our organization is not very old organization. ISKCON is only has crossed 60-70 years. For an organization, for a spiritual organization, 60-70 years is nothing. And when such a global scale, such a multicultural people are there, backgrounds of in number of background people are coming here and connecting with us. So we are evolving, developing ourselves, many things we are learning. So we need to very cautious in application of the principles, the details of the principles. So we should not externally judge anyone and anything and conclude or develop any inimical thought against any Vaishnava or any decision, because at the background so many considerations are going on. So we need to understand that it is not very easy to manage the society of devotees it's not very easy thing, and help them for progress in the help them in progressive path of their devotional life. So we need to understand we need to understand the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada and the followers of Srila Prabhupada, and we should be having a very sympathetic attitude. We should have trust and love among the devotees. Devotees should have this trust and love among each other, where they can open up their heart, share their problem, solve their problem, and progress further. Otherwise, what is the point in Priti Lakshana? Just to come together and eat together and go jatra together. by doing those things, we should develop that relationship so that we can, when we are in problem, we should open up our heart. So this is very unfortunate. This is not happening properly. We should try that thing. Okay? And read Srila Prabhupada not only to pass these exams, but to go understand that mission or in which mood Srila Prabhupada is writing this thing. Why Srila Prabhupada has given. And how far I am following that thing. How far I am taking that mood and mission. So many things are there. So we should be very cautious about this. Okay. So let us discuss briefly just three principles and we will end it. Today's lesson. So accepting initiation from spiritual master. Now, this is the second. Accept the shelter. Someone can read. We will read these three paragraph and any question, any discussion. Hare Krishna. Oh, acha, we need to discuss the avoidance of Shiva Aparad and Nama Aparad also. That is also we have discussed a little bit. Let's see. Someone can read. Accepting shelter of bona fide spiritual master.
Can I read?
Yes.
In the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd chapter, verse 21, Prabhupada tells, Maharaja Nini, my dear king.
This Prabhupada is one of the Navajogendras. Navajogendra, you remember? Navajogendras are sons of Rishabdev who have taken sannyas. Okay, so they have come to give instruction to Maharaj Nimi. They are in the 11th canto. Please read now.
Please know for certain that in the material world there is no happiness. It is simply a mistake to think that there is happiness here, because this place is full of nothing but miserable conditions. Any person who is serious desirous of achieving real happiness must seek out a bona fide spiritual master and take shelter of him by initiation. The qualification of a spiritual master is that he must have realized the conclusion of the scriptures by deliberation and
Arguments.
And arguments that thus be able to convince others of these conclusions. Such great personalities who have taken shelter of Supreme Godhead, leaving aside all material considerations, are to be understood as bona fide spiritual masters. Everyone should try to find such a bona fide spiritual master in order to fulfill his mission of life, which is to transfer
himself to a plane of spiritual bliss. Yes.
Transfer himself to the plane of spiritual bliss.
Thank you. So here actually the point is that any person who is seriously desirous of achieving real happiness must seek out a bona fide spiritual master. That means he should be convinced. He should be convinced that there is no happiness in this material world. So what Maharaja Nimi was advised by one of the Navajogendras, that we should be certain that in this material world there is no happiness. Then only one person will seek out to get out of this material world, and for that he will search out a spiritual master who can guide him. If he is not convinced, this is the first thing. So how far we are convinced? We are not convinced about this actually. We think by some adjustment in this miserable condition, we will make ourselves happy. We will figure out our happiness in this material world. The creator of this world is telling, "Bhai, this is a dukhalayam ashashvatam." He is certifying, this machine is good for nothing. I have made this machine a defective machine. This is the perfection of this machine. But we are deriving, we are such a stubborn, materialistic person. We think, no, this is not a defective person. We will disprove Krishna and will prove that this is a place of happiness. This is going on. We are endeavoring in this direction. And that's why we are not taking initiation even seriously. Okay, we think that okay, some blissfulness, this is a good thing, good people are there, we will go somewhere, we will spend the weekend nicely, once in a week, nice to go to temple and have some khichdi prasad with all the sadhus, that is nice, doing something good in that kind of mentality. And then when you come back, okay, we have done our thing. So it is like that. It is like the Christians are going church every Saturday, confessing their sinful activities and then again committing sins. Nothing is happening. So the point is, until and unless we are convinced that we are into this miserable situation, okay, মায়ার ভসে যাচ্ছ ভেসে খাচ্ছ হাবুডুবু ভাই জীব কৃষ্ণ দাস এই বিশ্বাস করলে তো আর দুঃখ নাই. So we need to understand that we are flowing into this illusory flow of alluration, and we are suffocating. We are the three modes of natures are interacting with us and making us miserable. Then only we will cry out helplessly. Chanting is nothing but crying out helplessly for Krishna's help. Krishna, please help me. I am nowhere. I don't have any other shelter. Your holy name is that life jacket I was discussing last. Otherwise, I will my life will be finished. So in that mood should become. One devotee was telling, we are telling Krishna has told Dukhala Masashatam, and a devotee has to preach. So how a devotee can preach it very boldly, very nicely, until unless that devotee actually experience the misery of this world. That's why sometimes Krishna arranged devotee should undergo some miserable situation, so that he understand what is the meaning of this Dukhalaya Masashratam, and then he will boldly preach. So I was hearing this is a nice point actually, that sometimes we put into this suffering, we think that why I am following holy principle, I am doing this thing, I am doing so many sevas, then also because Krishna is helping me to understand what is this so that I can preach. Otherwise, if I am very comfortable situation, everything is having nice bank balance, nice car, nice bungalow building, everything, then how I will convince other people that this is Dukhala Masashatam? How the conviction will come within me to preach this? It will never come. We will say, okay, Krishna has told, but not for me, except me, for other living entities, that this is invisible. I am having good wife, good children, good family, good salary, good business, good car, everything good. What is the problem? So that's why some problem is required. Okay. Yes, next paragraph, some from Prabhuji. Just a little bit extra hour is okay, na? Today is Sunday. Anyone has any other work to go, anything? Not much more, plus 3 paragraph and some Sheva Aparad we will discuss and we'll close it. Is it okay with everyone? Or anybody has to leave early? Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Silence means acceptance. Silence is signs of acceptance. Okay, Nirabodha Sammutir Lokhan. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so next paragraph. Prabhuji's side.
the
Shubhankar
purport,
Prabhu. Shubhankar Prabhu is there. Then whoever is starting, you can read. Prabhuji, Abhishek Prabhu, or anyone. You can read. Abhishek Prabhu, Rajiv Prabhu, anyone.
Purji Prabhuji.
Yes.
The purport is that one should not accept as a spiritual master someone who is fool number one, who has no direction according to the spiritual injunctions, whose character is doubtful, who does not follow the principles of devotional service, or who has not conquered the influence of the sixth sense gratifying agents. The six agents of sense gratification are the tongue, genitals, the belly, anger, mind, and words. Anyone who has practiced controlling these six is permitted to make disciples all over the world. To accept such a spiritual master is the crucial point for advancement in spiritual life. One who is fortunate enough to come under the shelter of a bona fide spiritual master is sure to traverse the path of spiritual salvation without any doubt.
Thank you. So this second paragraph is actually talking about the qualification of spiritual master, and the first paragraph is the qualification of uh, the disciple.
Disciple.
Okay. Yes. So this is very important. Like someone is going to buy a gold, he should have some basic idea about the gold, isn't it? If he does not have any idea about gold, he will buy still ornaments as a gold, imitation ornament, not still, sorry, like imitation ornaments as a gold, and he will be fooled. He will be baffled. He will be paying so much money. He will pay the money for gold, but he will get only imitation gold. So he should have some basic idea, or he should go some good brand, where he or she may not be a person, may not be very much expert in gold, but he knows, yes, PC Chandra Jewelers, this is a মানে authorized seller, they are selling gold. Similarly, coming to a authorized spiritual organization also makes things easier. Like ISKCON is a authorized spiritual organization. But anyway, that point is one should be aware of it. And that's why this is also one training is given during IDC and in other courses, that you should know what is the spiritual master, what is the quality of spiritual master, and what you should develop the quality. It is not a sentimental decision. Oh, everyone is taking initiation, I will also take initiation. Many a times people come and ask how to take initiation. First question is in Bengal, sometimes in Bengali community, how to take initiation. Why do you know what is initiation? What is the meaning of Diksha is not known, but he is telling you how to take initiation.
Prabhu, initiation means shuru karna, starting something.
Initiation means starting something.
Starting something.
Yes. So we are starting our spiritual journey under taking a shelter of Guru and the holy name. That is the first initiation. First initiation is actually not, according to the scripture, it is not actually the initiation, because for the holy name there is dikha. There is no requirement of dikha actually. That is there. Okay. But this dikha is there. This is a preparatory dikha, preliminary dikha. First initiation is a preliminary dikha. It is like a admission. We are taking admission, because for chanting holy name you need not to take any. There is no qualification is required. But for a Brahman diksha you need to qualify something. You should develop some qualities. Shamodam, Titikha, Arjavam, etc. Qualities has to be developed. Then you can take Brahman diksha. But Dikha Purva Sarcha is required. It is there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is there in many other, quoted in many places. Particularly in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is explained in Madhulila and I think Sanatan Shikha or Shikha. I think in Sanatan Shikha it is described. So the point is, we are getting training. We are getting training for initiation. First initiation is nothing but we are now training. Because for that, the basic thing, we should not act like an animal. We should come out from the animalistic life. No meat eating, no illicit sex. All these things are animal propensities. Okay. So we should not commit those things, animal. We should become at least human being. Then the question should come, Athato Brahmo Jigyasa. So those things are given training. For Brahman Diksha, requirement is not only for following four regulative principle. That's why this Shastra Udhan is required. He should be Brahman, means mature. He should know how to consolidate between two different conclusion of Shastra. That maturity he should have. Okay. So that is actually Diksha. So this is the point. So from this we can understand that this is not very easy thing to come to understand who is actual spiritual master. So recently, I don't know whether anybody knows, there is some IIT Baba has come up in Mathura, the nonsense fellow. He has been arrested. He was in Tilak and Kanti. That's why Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written that song. Golai ki Golai Mala ki Kapale Tilak Golai Mala yo to ek kolir chala. Some song is there. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written this song. So this kind of nonsense uh, imposters are there in the market of Kali Yuga spiritual master. He was doing nonsense with the girls, college girls. He was having YouTube channel. He was doing like he was having Tilak Conti, like, exactly like ISKCON devotees. And he was having some various rackets of exploiting girls, and he is now arrested. So that's why Prabhupada is telling we should not take a spiritual master someone full who is not having any contour, he is having doubtful character. So the social media is making these things are so difficult now. That's why to understand who is actually proper spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master, if somebody is having a name of Sadguru does not make a bona fide spiritual master. Sorry to say. Okay. So many problems are happening. We are not asking what is the parampara, from who is his teacher, from where he is giving this. This particular Sadguru is taking, he's telling that I have never read Bhagavad Gita, and he is imposing him as a Sadguru. He has himself told. He is denying the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and he is imposing him and self-declaring I'm the Guru, and people are following just because he can speak nicely. He can speak
Prabhu,
what jugglery.
just one thing, Prabhu, like when sometimes accidentally I hear anything from him, it is very difficult to tolerate for even 1 minute,
Yes.
whatever he speaks. But many people, they are such like awestruck as if like he's speaking something, but
Ah.
ultimately,
Exactly, that is a foolishness. That is why this first sentence should be written. The purport is that one should not accept a spiritual master who is full number one, who has no direction and scriptural injunction. He is not following any scripture, not quoting a one scriptural injunction, and people are accepting. That is the problem is happening in this in this world. And the same kind of crowd is entering into ISKCON also. The crowd are saying, na. So that's why we have to be very much cautious. The unfit disciple will actually spoil the culture. That's why this waiting time is there. If you are wait, sometimes the maximum people will go away some other else. So like that. Okay, next paragraph. Someone can read?
Purva Prabhuji.
Yes.
Sage Prabhupada continued to speak to the king as
Prabhupada, not Prabhupada.
sorry, but yes, Prabhupada continued to speak to the king as follows. My dear king, a disciple has to accept the spiritual master not only as spiritual master but also as the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the Super Soul. In other words, the disciple should accept the spiritual master as God because he is the external manifestation of Krishna. This is confirmed in every scripture, and the disciple should accept the spiritual master as such. One should learn Srimad Bhagavatam seriously and with all respect and veneration for the spiritual master. Hearing and speaking Srimad Bhagavatam is the religious process that elevates one to the platform of serving and loving the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yes.
The attitude of the disciple should be to satisfy the bona fide spiritual master. Then it will be very easy for him to understand spiritual knowledge. This is confirmed in the Vedas, and Rupa Goswami will further explain that for a person who has unflinching faith in God and the spiritual master, everything becomes revealed very easily.
Yes. So this is what. So see here, the reading of Srimad Bhagavatam is there. One should learn Srimad Bhagavatam seriously. That means accepting initiation within that. This is also required. See, we need to read Srila Prabhupada books. First of all, to understand our qualification and to understand spiritual master qualification and to understand how I can make myself qualified. We are not actually in one sense never qualified. We are given a causeless mercy, but we can direct our endeavor at least. That in which direction I should do, I should act so that I can one day become qualified by the mercy of my spiritual master. So that directions are that we have to read these books. These books are primarily given for our reading, our understanding, and that will help us to develop the respect and veneration for spiritual master. How we can accept him as a representative of God? It is not very easy thing. This particular sentence is not very easy thing. We are singing maybe every day, Sakshat Dharityana Samasto Shastroi, but it is not very easy to accept. So that's why every day we need to sing this song, we need to participate in Mangalarati, we need to do it, we need to contemplate, and we need to study how Prahlad Maharaj was respecting his spiritual master, how Dhruva Maharaj was respecting his spiritual master. In every case, it is Narad Muni only. Narad Muni is the one personality, he is present in all the candles. Okay. He is everywhere, and he was present in the audience also while the Bhagavatam was spoken. So just think the embarrassment of Narad Muni. Each and every case, Mrigari case, Dhruva Maharaj case, Valmiki case, everywhere Narad Muni. So he is such an exalted person. So many type of disciples. From Oshurakul, disciples are there. From Dhruva Maharaj to everywhere, Narad Muni is there. So this is and how they are respectful to this kind of person. So we need to understand and read, and how here this Maharaj Nimi and this Nav Jagendra, how Maharaj Nimi was responding, what instruction they were giving. This conversation is happening. So more we read, more we contemplate, more we introspect, then only our faith will increase to spiritual master. Okay. I think Mataji, the 2 hour has passed, so I think the recording adjustment to be done properly. Otherwise, it will be difficult to have the recording. 2 hour has passed. So we'll complete soon, not take much time. So point is, Shastra Adhyan is very important in because our faith is basically faith in Shastra. We have discussed this thing. Shraddha, Shastriya Shraddha. So, and that is what all the principles the spiritual master is instructing is coming from Shastra. Okay. So Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. Okay. So these three things should be consolidated together. Otherwise, we will not able to understand anything. And here Sadhu means what? Sadhu means the previous acharyas. Guru means the spiritual master, and scripture is scripture. Okay. Sadhu, Guru, Shastra. We should not. Sadhu means previous acharyas. No one else. And another is Sadhu is those who are as it is representing our spiritual master. They are also Sadhu. Those who are representing spiritual master, those who are representing. So we have to combine this together. That's why these principles are complicated. Okay. Now, taking this is Bhajanokriya, and then this is spiritual master, serving spiritual master with faith. Yes, somebody from Prabhuji's side.
Regarding accepting initiation from the spiritual master, in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 17th chapter, verse 27, it is stated by Lord Krishna, "My dear Uddhav, the spiritual master must be accepted not only as my representative, but as my very self. He must never be considered on the same level with an ordinary human being. One should never be envious of the spiritual master as one may be envious of an ordinary man. The spiritual master should always be seen as the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And by serving the spiritual master, one is able to serve all the demigods."
Yes. So this is SDO. This is a very important thing. More we have this kind of adoration, this kind of veneration, when we have this kind of attitude towards spiritual master, we will never commit any offense at the lotus feet of spiritual master. We will safeguard ourselves. that I should not do anything which will bring some uh, problem to my spiritual master. I should follow the principles and all the regulations, the rules and regulation given to me as prescribed by Rupa Goswami, Sri Rupa Goswami. We are Rupanuga, so we should follow him. It is not that for namesake we should say Rupanuga. It is actually we should follow. So this is the point. It is very important that we should obey. Uh, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has written this Guru Ashtakam. Each and every word is important, and most important is Dasya Prasada, Bhagavad Prasada, Sakshat Dharittana, Samasto Shastri. All these verses are very important to remember. And every day in the morning, we should start our day, and throughout the day, we should remember. Then our taking initiation vows will be successful. Otherwise, it will be just rituals. It is a one-day ritual. Just think. It is a one-day ritual, but that one-day program we have to, for that one-day program we have to give the price throughout the day, throughout the life we have to give the price. And giving the price means we have to follow it very strictly, as without any problem. And if there is any problem, the best thing you should, if you can communicate with your spiritual master that I am not able to follow this particular instruction, please guide me, what can I do, where I am committing problem, why it is not happening by me. Or if there are any person in your life who is representing your spiritual master exactly, very close to spiritual master, and you can take consultation, so you should take advice. It is not that in my mind, in my imagination, I am doing this thing, this must be pleasing to my spiritual master. No, this is very clear. That's why spiritual master, till he is there in Boku form, we should inquire him as far as possible. Okay, and should know very clearly that if there is any doubt, be very clear in every aspect, every detail, small details should be very clear. Otherwise, it is we may unknowingly may be committing some offenses. So, having said that, so I will move to chapter. The Aparat, Namaparat chapters are there. I think that is there in chapter 8, 6, 7, 8, and 8. So these are the three things. Other all the things are important. You can read, and if you have any question, you can ask me. Offenses to be avoided. So here the main offenses, 32 offenses are there. One should not. This is first of all, this is the offenses. Sheva Aparads are there. So many offenses are categorized. So Sheva Aparad and Nama Aparad, you can read this. Nama Aparad we have read, so you can discuss if you want to discuss, or we can be very cautious. See, Sheva Aparad are not very, what I say, very critical. Sheva Aparad is okay, it can be rectified. But Nama Aparad is very difficult. If the Nama Aparad is happening, that means our bhakti, progress of bhakti is getting choked. Okay. So, because if any other aparad happens, Nam Prabhu, by chanting holy name, uh, we can make ourselves free from that aparad. Okay, but if Nam aparad is happening, then there is no other way out. Okay. So other aparad is also we should always safeguard ourselves, but Nam aparad is very difficult. Okay. So I think the one question will come about from Sheva Aparad and Nama Aparad. I think not Nama Aparad, Sheva Aparad will come, as far as I remember. Uh, Sheva Aparad, you may be asked to write the some points of Sheva Aparad, maybe. So we should be very cautious about that and safeguard ourselves. And if you want to if you want to understand any, want to inquire, uh, that you are facing some difficulty in overcoming some aparad, some regarding Nam aparad, we have discussed something regarding Sheva aparad. If you want to ask, you can ask, or else we can complete our today's study, because these are only thing you have to read it, and if you find any problem, you can let me know. We can discuss further.
Uh, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, একটা পয়েন্ট আছে, one should not lie down before the deity of Krishna. মানে শুবে না, তাই তো?
It is like when the darshan is open, one should not lie down in front of deities. Rather, when the darshan is opening, sometimes the darshan is opening, devotees are sitting on the temple floor. They should stand up to give respect to the deities.
আচ্ছা,
Okay. Like in some ISKCON temples, ideally it should not be, but in some ISKCON temples there are like, due to the lack of space, sometimes devotees has to sleep in the temple hall also. So, but that is in the night time when the darshans are closed completely. Deities are completely sleeping at that time. Sometimes then they can sleep, but after waking up, they have to clean the temple and then they should start all the other things. Okay. Anything else you want to discuss, or else we can complete here? See, what is the meaning of ongo or limb? That is the definition. You can note it down. I find it here in one book. So, ongo means that a combination of devotional action with internal division, like archan or deity worship. That means there are in archan there are many things. Okay, but this together can form one anga, archan, worshipping deities. But in that deity worship, there are various other internal divisions. Like first we have to wake up the deities, then we have to wash there, we have to offer the food, and offering prasad, offering bhoga is also many things are there. Offering bhoga is one aspect of this archan. It is one aspect of the archan. So together, all the things can become one anga. Okay, worshipping the deities. Another meaning of ango means like various upango means secondary ango combined together becomes a one primary ango, and there are one action with internal divisions, without internal divisions, like such as standing when a deity procession comes. When the deity is coming, like we know that when during Janmashtami time, during Gaur Purnima time, Nrsimha Bhagavan, Chaturdashi time, when the deities are taken in from the altar to the pandal, we all stand up and the deity procession goes and then we sit down. So this is also an anga, standing up and showing respect. This is one anga. This anga does not have an upango. Okay. So the ango and upango, we should just. So this most of the things you know. One should not pass urine or evacuate while engaging in worship. You know that anyone who has to pass urine, evacuate. So already, obviously, you have to take bath. But even for some deity worship in temple, even for passing urine also, the pujaris need to take full bath in temple, not in home. In home, if you want to do that, then the whole day we will be in bathroom. So in temple worship, the standards are maintained. So like that. So this is the thing. Sometimes the principles are there, and the details application will be little here and there adjusted. Yes.
Regarding that 13 point number 13.
Yes.
One should not enter
temple wearing garments of red or blue color garments which are unused. Yes. So this is like, I think this is some attractive garments. We should not wear very attractive garment. That is the main point. We should not wear red and blue are like very attractive garment. Blue is Krishna's complexion or Krishna's color, like red color, blue color. It will be attractive. So we should not wear something very. Normally in our temple, see what is happening. Previously, whenever someone will be coming to the temple, they will be coming in dhuti kurta. Okay, dhuti kurta and sharis and like that. So from dhuti kurta perspective, red and blue color dhuti kurta normally Hardly anybody will wear, because then that is the point. We should not wear or we should not dress in such a way that is very attractive. Our all attraction should be drawn to Krishna. But sometimes we devotees dress in such a way that they want to attract us. But in some cases, it is also allowed. I was hearing that during Ovisheka, some festival is there. During that time, wearing nice garments are okay. Okay, because that is like to give respect for that festival, giving pleasure to Krishna. Okay? With that mood, actually, that is sometimes allowed. Like you see that in Jagannath Puri, during the Jagannath Puri festival, there are some pandas, they will wear kgs of gold. Okay, so that is allowed during that, particularly that day, because that day is a special day, and that is that kind of decoration is for the pleasure of the Lord. It is not to attract. I mean, ideally that should be the attitude. But otherwise, in general day, we should not visit temple with some attractive dress. And unwashed garments, is obviously you can understand that is Chojota is maintained. At least as far as I know, I need to see any other detail is there. If I get any other further detail available for this red and blue color, I will let you know. Okay. Anything else?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Point number 18. One should not, I cannot pronounce that word, Belch.
Belch. Yeah,
Before that,
belch means passing food, passing wind. Okay, that is also there. Na? We should not pass air within the temple. Like that is a belch. Belch means we should not pass wind in front of deity. You understanding? That means so until one has fully digested food, he should not enter the temple. After taking food, you know that whenever we take food, the various air comes out from our mouth and from our backside. Various airs goes and out. So air's movement started. As soon as we're taking food, the movement of air started. So point is that when you are entering in the temple, you should not like that. As soon as we eat, we should not enter. But many times it happens practically, but it should be, as far as practical, it should be avoided. Is that clear? Belching means passing wind. Okay? Is that clear?
yes, Prabhu, it is clear.
Anything else? Yes, one should not decorate the forehead with three-line tilaka. You know what is this? One should not decorate with forehead with three-line tilaka.
Yes, Prabhu. Who are the Shiv Upasak, they do this tilak.
Sorry?
Who are the Shiv Upasak?
Yes.
Worship Shiva.
Shivites,
Not Shiva.
yes. Shivites, Mayavadis, they sometimes wear this kind of thing. So we should wear Urdhva Pandu tilaka. Okay, our tilaka is a symbol of our parampara. So there are various kind of tilaka. There are many different kind of tilakas are there. Okay. Other Vaishnava groups has their different tilaka parampara. It is not that our only one kind of parampara. Shamanandis, the devotees are there. They wear tilaka little differently. So that we need not to criticize. And another thing, whatever we are reading here, we should not be in this mentality that this thing I am now reading, I know this thing, that now I am qualified to judge others. No. This is not for judging others. This is for our implementation, our practice, not to judge others. After reading this thing, when you will go temple or when you go anywhere, oh, these people, this devotee does not know this. He's a so senior devotee. He's doing like that. If we think like that, then we will commit offense. Okay. So should be very cautious that all the principles of bhakti, what we are learning, this is for our purification, not to judge anyone else. This should be very clear. Okay. This is another thing. Other rules which I already discussed. Other rules are not that one should not offer foodstuff which is cooked by non-Vaishnava. One should not worship the deity before a non-devotee. One should not engage himself in the worship of the Lord while seeing a non-devotee. So this is the thing. So that means anyone is coming into to the temple is a devotee. One should not worship the deity without first worshipping the demigod Ganapati. This is also there one thing. That's why in many of our temple, first the darshan of Ganapati is given, who derives away all the impediments in the execution of devotional service. So this is a sort of a demigod worship, but it is not a demigod worship. This is a seeking blessing for removing the impediments. So we know Ganapati is like that only. We know from our childhood, Siddhidata Ganapati Ganesh is there. So it help us to remove uh, impediments. Because why you know that story, why Ganapati is empowered to remove our impediments? Anybody knows? Why Ganapati is chosen for worshipping? Here it is written, Ganapati worships the lotus feet of Lord Nishingadev. In that way has become auspicious for the devotees. Okay. So here after this thing, this Shiva Aparad, here the Nam Aparad is explained. Okay. So this 10 Nam Aparad, I think everybody already know this thing Nam Aparad, and you should see how you can always safeguard. One point is we should endeavor. Most important thing, we become inattentive. Pramada. This pramada offense happens many a times. Other things are already there, but pramada is very important, and Vaishnava Aparad. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated Vaishnava Ninda, Vaishnava Aparad. Okay. So actually there is one article written by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Vaishnava Ninda. What is Vaishnava Ninda? So on that I have made a series of lectures are there. You can go at my channel and you can read that to understand what is Vaishnava Ninda. It is you can buy that book also. So that is it is available in Mayapur, not very readily available that book, but now it is available in Amazon also. If you write Vaishnava Ninda book, it will come in the Amazon also. You can read that book is first of all written by Vidwan Gauranga Prabhu. He is the personal secretary of His Holiness Jagata Shah Maharaj. So a very nice book. Was the translation of it is a Bengali article written by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His Vidwan Gauranga Prabhuji translated in English. So the both Bengali and English are there together. Hardbound book. You can find out what is Vaishnava Ninda. Only this thing is there. So from that, by reading that book, you can understand. You will be very much aware, very much alert in committing any Vaishnava Aparad. It will help to overcome this offense number one. This is very important, very difficult to think. Okay. Thank you so much for all of your cooperation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. So,
Hare Krishna.
any
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you,
Thank you,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
we can end our class here.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, 7:30, hopefully we'll meet and we'll complete the next section. Please read the section before come to the class. I know all of your schedules are busy, but try to find out some time to read it, because reading each and every between the lines is difficult. You know the time frame. In one class, we have to cover 3 chapters, so that is how we are moving. Okay.
Again, tomorrow we'll complete 3 chapters, Prabhuji.
We have to. I have to. Otherwise, I will be
Okay.
dispelled from faculty position.
9, 10 and 11 chapter.
Huh? Tomorrow,
9, 10 and 11.
tomorrow 9, 10, 11. I think 3 chapters are there. 9 to 11. I need to check. Whatever the syllabus is there, I need to complete, because only 4
Tomorrow 8. Then
Huh?
8. How many classes? 3 classes more.
and the 4 class.
4 classes.
Another 4 class. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Jai Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki
Hare.
jai, Hare
Hare.
Thank you,
Sadhu
Prabhuji.
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Thank you.